Hey guys, One of the Tiger here, and I'm bringing you episode 4 of the Civic Type R build. And in this episode, what we're going to do is we've got just a little bit over 50,000 credits to play with, 52,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the stage 2 weight reduction. Right here is 10,000 credits, and what does that bring us down to? 1,102 kilograms, which is, I have no idea in pounds. I wish it was in pounds. There's a lot of things that I wish that would be a little bit more American in this game. And then we're gonna do the high RPM turbo kit. Basically, it's big ass turbo kit, so we're gonna get up to 363 on the horsepower for 20,000 credits. And the last thing we're gonna do is transmission, the racing transmission. And then what we'll do is once we get to the track, we're gonna do fully customizable transmission. So we just spent, what did we spend? 50 grand. That's a lot of money to get some stuff out of that. Not a lot of stuff, but from this point on, because like I think I mentioned this before, I race these consecutively. So I race every part of this series one right after the other. So if you were to go back and you can watch the time go by on the clock in the right hand corner. And so the course we're going to race is the Japanese Championship, and then we're going to race Grand Valley. It's one of my favorite courses to run. I did a pole position for the button mashers at Grand Valley where I showed the... Oh, no, wait. Did I do it there? Well, I did a couple there. Anyways, I really like this course. It's a fun course to run. And I haven't started editing it yet, but I raced Death Racer Chevy at Grand Valley as well, and we raced a whole bunch of races. And actually, she beat me at Grand Valley. We were racing. I was racing my Mustang, but it was a '70s Mustang against her '60s Camaro, and she beat me because the Mustang just could not turn. It couldn't turn to save its life, and so we moved on from that. But yeah, she beat me fair and square. 5 laps. So what I'm going to do here is I adjust my brakes. I go 8 in the front, 6 in the back, just because you got the weight in the front. I like to do that. And then so it's 363 horsepower. What we're going to do is I kind of debate on this just because I usually do the transmission adjustments at the end. But I figured 174 miles an hour is a pretty good speed for a Civic, being a very top-end heavy vehicle, especially with VTEC or iVTEC in this particular model. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and race that. And more than that, I guess I'm just going to address the fact that I haven't posted a video in 3 days, it says on my YouTube account. And, right here, you notice an immediate difference in that transmission. You notice from second gear was very, very short, and shifting's quicker, and it makes the transmission is just as big of an improvement in a car as, say, the tires. And I think on this I'm still racing with the sports soft tires at the moment. I'd have to go back and check. Like I said, it's been a while since I raced this, and it's just taken me that long to get around to making these. But going on to what's been going on the last couple of days for me, this weekend I was pretty much away from my PlayStation. Well, I played a little bit last night after I got home from work, and I got home kind of late, and I was supposed to be on a podcast last night, and I missed that because I got home from work a little later than I normally do, and so I missed that podcast. So I can't wait to hear it. I want to hear what those guys have to say because it was pretty cool. Last Tuesday, I think it was, we went ahead and talked with these 3 guys about being a guest on their podcast. So I was honored that they even wanted me on there, But anyways, it's pretty cool. I can't wait to get on that. And then actually tomorrow, I've got the Gamers Roundtable podcast number 3 to do. And so on top of all that, I got school stuff. I actually got a test tomorrow in my history of sports class. And I have a test on Wednesday in my British Empire to 1775 class. So I've got some reviewing to do, and that's taken up a little bit of my time today. But what took up most of my time this weekend is I went up to what's called the air raid, and I think without going into too much detail, I guess I could just post a link in the description to my vlog channel. I used to do vlogs like once a day during the summertime, and then it trickled off when the semester began, and then I wanted to get back into it during winter break, and I didn't have anything to do, so I just didn't do it. But every now and again, when I do something really cool, I go ahead and vlog about it. Not as like I used to do it a lot, you know, so I got really good at it, I thought. And I'm sort of out of practice. Anyways, I think I'll post a link there. Oh, and also I started a Facebook page. Why not the Tiger Facebook page? I need to kind of edit and like finish off. And so I'll put a link in that in the description. I'm going to put a lot of links in the description today, and I'm going to remember to do it because I always say I'm going to do it and I forget. And I'm really bad at that because as I'm recording this in Adobe, when I get to, you know, an hour after this thing processes and saves, I get around to putting it on the internet, and that takes about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes to upload. And so, you know, one thing leads to another. I leave my computer while it's uploading, I come back, and then the next thing you know, I listen to commentary, and I'm like, I actually really don't listen to it after I post it online. I listen to it once before I render it, and you think that would like tell me, hey, put this description in put this link in the description, like you said, but it slips my mind when it goes to upload. So I don't remember that. So, anyways, if you guys are on Facebook, you guys want to like the page, that'd be great. And the reason why, now I know there's this like trend right now with some of these commentators making Facebook pages, but for me, I really enjoy the interaction with all you guys in the comment section. I do my best to, if it warrants a reply. You know, I get back to PMs because they come right to my phone. So if you send me a message, it goes right to my phone, so I know I get it, and I respond to it as soon as I get back to my computer. And so I figured this would be another thing that I could do if you wanted to have a little bit more of like a personal interaction with me. I'm trying to make myself as accessible as possible. You know, I mean, with, you know, I think it's like 220 subscribers now. You know, it's not out of the realm of being impossible to communicate with everybody. So if you want to do that, I'll throw the link in there. I need to, like I said, I need to finish it off. It's just sort of, I started it on a whim yesterday, I think. But anyways, I actually got a story. I know. So anyways, that's been kind of keeping me busy this past weekend, and I got some things coming up the 1st of March too. So I might be gone. Excuse me, for a weekend on the 1st of March, and that is sort of like up in the air right now. Anyways, I have a funny story to tell you. It's car related. Friday I was at work. It was raining. It rained pretty much all weekend, and I was at work. It was really busy. When it rains, people order pizzas, and you know, it just gets hectic. And early on in the night, I delivered to this retirement community. And they have a guard shack. It's really funny because it's like, why are there guards? You know, and Jerry Seinfeld does this really funny bit about why are there guards? Are they trying to keep people out, or are they just trying to keep the old people from leaving? You know, he does this whole skit about it. It's really funny. I think so. But anyways, so I go there. There's this woman at the guard shack, looks like a man. The only reason you know she's a woman is because she's got red lipstick, and she's like a former Marine or something. She's got Marine Corps stuff plastered all over the back of her car. And I'm looking for this one address, and like I said, it's raining, and so I was traveling through this. It's called Leisure Village. It goes around the entire complex. It's really big, and on my GPS on my phone, it tells me to look for two. It's like the second left after this street called Pyros, and or something like that. And so I keep that in the back of my mind. And so I'm looking for this Pyros place, and so I'm driving around. My headlights light up a sign to my left. It's one of the, you know, the road name signs. So I look that way, and I mean, like, all the while I'm driving and looking and driving and looking, and there's a stop sign coming up. And so I look to my left, and I'm like trying to read the name, and by the time I look back to my right, the stop sign has gotten far closer than I thought. So I kind of have to brake hard. And at that moment, there's a stupid security guard at the stop sign to my right, and it's a T intersection. So he goes, and then I go, and then he pulls a Yui, and I know he's going to come after me. It's not like he can pull me over or anything, but he comes after me, and I keep going about my business as I was doing. And I get to the delivery, and I know what he wants. And so I get out, I go to make the delivery. I go to the wrong house anyways. I'm like 10 houses down from the house I'm supposed to be at. I was too busy thinking about how this guy is coming. And so I come back out, and he confronts me, and he says, do you have your license on you? And I said, no, it's in my car. And he goes, well, I want to see it. And I say, no. And then he gets all fucking pissed because I told him I'm not giving him my driver's license because he's not a police officer. And he has no right to see my driver's license. And then, so we get into a confrontation, pretty much. He goes back to his car, I think it's all over and said and done with. You know, just telling me that I need to obey the rules. And the thing about this complex is I have World War II veterans that I've interviewed and befriended that live in the complex. And I tried to illustrate to him, it's like, look, I have friends who live here. I know the rules. I respect the rules. I wasn't speeding because he said I was speeding around the stop sign. I told him there's no way I was speeding because it's raining. I'm looking for an address or a street to turn on. And the two, if I run the stop sign, I would have T-boned you. So I didn't run the stop sign and I wasn't speeding. And then so he goes back to his car. I walk up because I just like no sense in getting in my car and driving down like two or three houses. So I walk to the house, make the delivery, talk to the guy who lives there, who's a volunteer Oceanside police officer. He was telling me, oh yeah, these guys are a bunch of assholes, the guards here. I'm like, yeah, I know, this guy's giving me a hard time for saying I was speeding and ran the stop sign. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about those guys. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I leave, you know. I get back, and I notice there's a car with his, like the driving lights on. Not the headlights, but the parking lights, excuse me. And so as I pull away, lights turn on, and he comes up behind me, and he's got his yellow lights on, and I'm like, fuck. You know, I really don't want to deal with this. I thought this was already done with. Just go away. So I'm just sort of driving. In my mind, I'm thinking, I'll just leave. You know, with these guys chasing me, you know, at 25 miles an hour through this, you know, retirement community. So after like 10 seconds of that, I'm like, I pull over, park my car, turn my car off, get out of my car. And the supervisor, one guy pulls up behind me, another guy pulls up to my left side, kind of like blocking me in. So I get out of my car, and he goes, could you get back in your car? I said, no. And so then he and the supervisor and I get into it, and I was trying to explain the situation, and so this guy, the first guy, he was kind of a fat guy with a chin goatee and dark hair, and he was kind of a younger guy. He was getting mad because I was trying to tell the supervisor what was going on, and so the supervisor tells him to get back into his car, and this is where things get really heated because he walks kind of back to his car, which is only like 10 feet away, and so I'm talking to the supervisor, telling him what's going on, and then he gets mad because this guy doesn't like the version of events apparently that I'm telling. So he comes back up, and I point at him. I said, he told you to get back in your car. And then that pissed off the supervisor. The supervisor's like, don't talk to my employee that way. I'm like, hey, you told him to get back to his car. And he's like, well, we need to see your identification. I said, I'm not giving you my ID. He said, you're not police officers. And he goes, well, we don't know who you are. And I've got this gigantic pizza thing on the top of my fucking car, right? And I point to him, like, really? You don't know what I'm doing here? And he goes, we don't need your sarcasm. It's like, well, I don't need your sarcasm. You guys are fucking idiots. You know what I'm doing here. I'm wearing this fucking Pizza Hut getup. I got the Pizza Hut thing on top of my car. The guy just watched me make a delivery, you know. Anyways, we get into this very heated exchange, and this goes on for like 15 minutes, you know. And my deliveries, I'm supposed to be in and out and gone, you know, in the safest manner that I can. And I'm like, I don't get very many speeding tickets. I don't get very many moving violations. You know, I'm a very safe driver. And so this guy, you know, of course he's believing his employee, and so basically what they did is they banned me from that property. It's like, fine, whatever, I don't care. Tell my boss, tell him I can't go to this grid G8, that's where it is on our map. And sure enough, because I took Saturday off to go up and hang out with Dana up at this sort of a World War II thing, like I said, it's in the description. And when I get back on Sunday night, about, I don't know, 8-ish, 8:15, get a delivery, comes up to my name, G8, it's at the freaking place, and I tell him I can't take it. Like, what do you mean you can't take delivery? One of the girls was there from the weekend, from Friday. I'm like, you were there, you saw, I told Mike all about it, I can't go. And so it was just sort of like a big to-do. Then I had to rehash those events on Sunday for the supervisor, the manager. So anyways, yeah, that's sort of like why I've been kind of out and about and have not been posting videos. But that's my race, guys. I don't remember how much do I win here. 44,800. So anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Later.